Hi, Priscilla. How are you today?
Hey, Heather, it's so great to be back together
I
again.
know.
We are so excited about this one today, right?
Yeah, spiritual formation. Oh my gosh, one of my very favorite things ever.
There's
Yes.
so many ways in which God works, so many ways in which we can connect with God that this spiritual practices and this faith formation really like opens up all of those possibilities, right? And practicing those things is the best way that we can like teach them,
Well, and I
right?
love that's also that we call them spiritual practices
Right.
because yeah, practice implies that it's something that we're doing, but I think also it like for me it's required practice. Years ago when I did my master's, my first master's program in children, youth, and family, I took a class um, on kind of spiritual formation, and basically we had to do one of our assignments was an 8-hour silent retreat. And I remember thinking, oh no, no, no,
Mm,
no.
mhm.
And it was so hard for me. I had such a
Mhm,
hard time with that retreat.
mhm,
Um, and now today, my gosh, what I would give for 8 hours of silence, and
mhm.
really, so I think it's important too that when you think about spiritual practices, that you don't just try it and go, no, not for me, but try it on several days, try it in
Yeah.
several different places, like
Mhm,
trying to
mhm.
figure out, I mean, because I think sometimes after you kind of get the hang of it or you've done it a while, you're like, oh no, now wow, I really do see the value in this.
Right, right.
Um, or
Yeah.
if anything, it helps you see a little bit more who you are
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
what you might need to work on.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I think, you know, like getting back to the core of where we are, right? Like this whole piece of we do this work because we care about kids. We do this work because we're passing on faith, right? Like that's what this is.
I'm so glad to be part of a network that puts so much care into understanding our own renewal and spiritual growth.
Mhm.
Um, and sometimes I long for that for other folks in the church too, because I think all of us need to be renewing ourselves, and our congregations need to be giving us the opportunity, like, no, that's what you do, Pastor, on your own time. But it's so important for our ministries and for what we do that we also need to be spending our vocational time.
Right. The other piece of this is self-care, right?
Right.
And
Yes.
boundaries, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, so important, right? Like
Yeah.
where we not that we put up walls around ourselves, but
Right.
that we create healthy spaces and containers in which we can reside and
Yeah.
travel,
It's okay
right?
to be by yourself sometimes and
Yes.
really just be with God.
And it's okay to not answer the phone sometimes.
Absolutely.
Bye.